When you watch it, you're going to understand how I got all the hits, but maybe more importantly, you're going to understand why I got all the hits. And the why is because of the relationship I had with my dad. You know, in the 50s and 60s, I was always around him, watching him play, and he was a better athlete than I was. He was just, I was him in the next generation with a big and better opportunity.
And Cincinnati has won the world championship.
Sparky kept revving us up in there, and the extra men tonight really stayed on everybody's case, and it was strictly a team effort.
The only reason you play sports is to win. You know, that's the only reason you play. I mean, and I don't have a problem saying that to a young kid listening to you and I talk right now. I would tell that to your 10-year-old kid. The food tastes better. The phone call to grandma and grandpa couldn't be there is better. You know, when we used to lose a game, my dad wouldn't even stop to eat. I mean, he wouldn't even let us eat. So if we went on a 5 or 6 game losing streak, it was like going to Jenny Craig. What are we going to do? You earn that food, son. You don't win the game, no Big Mac.
Kicks and he fires. Rose swings.
What's your proudest moment?
You know, I'm pretty lucky because I had so many moments. Every player remembers his first hit. Yeah. Okay, every player remembers his last hit. I remember my 3,000, not my 3,000 first. I remember my 4,000. I remember 36-31 when I beat the Stan Musial's record in Philadelphia. But individually, it had to be 41-92.
And it is pandemonium here at Riverfront Stadium.
And when I got that hit, and you know, and they give me a 9-minute standing ovation. I mean, I've been watching things on TV my whole life. I don't ever remember seeing anybody get a 9-minute standing ovation. Even the President of the United States, or this guy or that guy. I mean, and there's Hall of Fame inductions in all sports, but and they needed that 9-minute standing ovation to break me down. And this is the only time in my life I didn't know what to do on a baseball field, because then you start thinking about everybody responsible for you being there they're not there. I wasn't looking at the sky. You know, I could see my dad up there just nudging Ty Cobb and saying, "Take that, you Georgia peach."
Of all of the mistakes, all the stupid stuff, I mean, do you think about, God, I was so stupid?
Sure. If I had everything to do over again, I'd never even think about betting on a baseball game. But I did it, and I can't get around it. It happened. I had to live with it. But I think now, that people are starting to understand that I understand I made a mistake, and I've come forward, and I've taken responsibility for it. You know, several years in, I didn't take responsibility for it. You know, and that was wrong. It took me a long time to come clean, and one thing people will never say about me is I cheated getting those hits. Somebody got those hits. Somebody played in those games. Somebody won all those baseball games. Somebody went to that World Series 6 times. Went to the playoffs 8 times. You know, so the other things, you wish you could change it, but you can't. All you do is keep your fingers crossed, and maybe someday you'll get a second chance.
Will you get a second chance? I mean, will you be reinstated?
Well, this is America, man. You know, and I'm led to believe that America is a country that gives you a second chance. Will I? I don't know. I just hope I get a second chance while my heart's still beating. You know, what good's it do you once you're gone? The sad thing about my deal is this: that if I'd have been a drug addict, if I'd have been an alcoholic, if I'd have been a spousal beater, I'd have probably been reinstated and still be managing the Reds. I just took the wrong vice. I know how particular baseball is about gambling. I know all about that. I believe it. I probably know more about that than anybody. But you know, like I said, what happened, and I can't change it. I can't turn it around. If I could change it, I mean, you know, it cost me a lot, and I'm not complaining right now because it's my fault. Yeah. So I'm not really complaining, but it cost me a lot. I mean, it cost me so much fun. I'd have been managing the Reds the last 20 years. We'd have probably won 3 or 4 World Series.
Does it get under your skin when something like they're looking at what you did outside of baseball as the excuse for not letting you in the Hall of Fame?
No, I made the mistakes. I'm not mad at anybody. I can't be complaining to anybody or pointing a finger at anybody because I'm the one that made the mistake.
When you're in Vegas and stuff like that, do you still bet? Do you still bet on baseball?
No, I've never bet on baseball. You know, I'll go watch the races, but I'm one of the rare guys who probably don't bet in Vegas. I go work 5 hours, get up and go eat and go home and watch sports on TV.
What's your likelihood? I mean, give me like your percentage. I mean, do you think you're going to get in? Do you honestly think you're going to get in your lifetime?
Yeah, sure, someday. Yeah. Maybe the next commissioner. I don't know what kind of guy. If the next commissioner is Joe Morgan, I'm a cinch.